Hey my loves, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel, or you can call me Ray Ray for short. Either one, it does not matter. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, baby, what are you waiting for? But what are you waiting for at this point? Because at this point, I just feel like you're stalking me and I don't like it. I already done had stalkers back in the day. Thank you. So, how y'all been? Are y'all okay? I missed y'all. Baby, life has been lifing, especially medically. I have been stressed out. Y'all see my hair? Y'all see my hair? Like it, baby. I have not literally, collectively, in 2 weeks. I think I would probably slept probably a good 24 hours. If I could just be completely honest, like as most of you know, I have a full-time job. I've just been working and not sleeping, and that is not good. Y'all, look here, I got bags up under my eyes. Look, I was puffy this morning, but I rubbed like some ice up under my eyes. But yeah, I have not been sleeping at all. So I'm just gonna jump right into it and tell y'all why. In 2019, I got really sick. I stayed in the hospital for a month. In the hospital, I got diagnosed with TTP. I'm going to put the name on the screen, what the long name is, but the abbreviation is TTP. I also got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes all in 2019. Also, how I found out how I got TTP was I was bleeding very heavily, like my period. I had came on my period twice actually. The second time I was passing blood clots from the size of a grape to the size of a grapefruit. I'm not even lying to y'all. When the time I got to the hospital, I had lost over half of my blood. So fast forward after that month that I was in the hospital, I was traumatized. Like, I was so scared of my period. Like, I was like, you know what, at this point, y'all could do a whole hysterectomy. I wouldn't even give a damn. That's how scared I was of my period. Like, I've always been kind of like a heavy bleeder or whatever, but that was like the floodgates was open. I'm talking about, I was filling up adult diapers. That's how bad I was bleeding or whatever. And we figured out what was going on. I had TTP and didn't even know it. So, after I got the hospital or whatever, I established care with the new OBGYN and stuff like that. And when I went to my appointment with her, I was like, look, I'm just going to be flat out honest with you. I'm not even really thinking about pregnancy right now. I said, I am terrified of my period. And I started crying or whatever. She was like, what do you mean? I said, I spent a month in the hospital. She was like, yeah, I was looking at your record. She was like, you found out from vaginal bleeding? I was like, yeah. That's how I found out. I said, I've always been kind of like a heavy bleeder. Like the first couple of days of my period would be kind of heavy, and then towards the end of the days, it will lighten up and then I'll stop. So I would go like 5 to 7 days or whatever. So she was like, well, birth control could help with the bleeding and the cramps and stuff like that. She offered me to do the pills. I was like, no, I don't want to do the pills because I'm not really good at taking medicine like that or whatever. And so I ended up getting the Mirena IUD. And if you're not familiar with the Mirena, it's the one that you stick in your vaginal area. Now, with the Mirena or whatever, you do have to check it periodically. You know, stick your fingers in you to make sure you feel the strings and stuff like that. So I set my appointment up. I got the Mirena. The Mirena, you have to keep it in, if I'm not mistaken, it's 5 years. I think this new one is 8 years, if I'm not mistaken. But mine was 5 years. So, you know, I would check it periodically, but I wasn't checking it as often as I needed to. And that was more so because I wear a lot of acrylic nails. And acrylic nails holds bacteria. And you can potentially end up giving yourself an infection just from your nails. If it can happen. So, you know, I was checking every once in a while. You know, make sure the strings is there, having no issues. You know, so fast forward to 2024. Fast forward to 2024. I was like, okay, this is the year I need to get my IUD out. But 2024, I struggled a lot, not only financially, but I didn't have health insurance either for a majority of the year because I was working at temp jobs, and most temp services either they don't offer health insurance because you're a temp, or the health insurance that they offer is very, 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 very crappy. I'm talking about it covers the bare minimum. November comes, and I was like, you know, I gotta get this thing out. Let me just call to see how much it was gonna cost. Y'all, the healthcare system is so crappy. Our healthcare system in America is trash. So, just to go see the doctor was gonna cost me $239. That was just to see the doctor. That wasn't even counting them removing the IUD. To remove the IUD, it was $383. $200 and something to see the doctor, just for them to tell me, oh yeah, okay, you want to get your IUD removed? All right, we'll set that up for you. For a little 2-3 minute conversation and me filling out some paperwork. And then $383 to remove the IUD. And then what's crazy, I needed my annual too. I didn't even tap into how much that was going to cost. So, because that alone was, what, well over $600 just for that. And that procedure is only like a couple of minutes. All they do is pop you open, ding, 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 with the little duck beak and take it out. Like, what? I'm paying you well over $600 to play in my Uchi? That's wild. That is wild behavior. And honestly, yeah, that's wild. I ain't even finna get into the details of that. So she was just like, I'm just gonna be flying honest with you. It'll be cheaper if you just go through your insurance. And I was like, all right, cool, because I had signed up for insurance with the job that I'm with now. I had signed up for insurance, but it didn't start to January. So boom, fast forward, January hits or whatever. It's on my mind. I'm ready to get my card, I'm like, I need to get this appointment. So I get all my insurance information, my cards come in the mail. Finally, I call them, I make an appointment. The first available appointment they had wasn't until March 17th. I was like, you know what? F it. I've been waiting this long. I might as well, you know, I took the appointment. So fast forward, March 17th comes. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. So I hadn't checked, you know, myself in a while, but I'm praying that my IUD is still in there. Like I haven't been feeling any pain, any cramping, or none of the symptoms that you will feel from what I was told. I haven't been, you know, experiencing none of that or whatever, if it had moved or whatever. So I go in, everything is going good. I'm talking to the doctor. I was like, yeah, let me go on and get an annual too, because I haven't had one. So she was like, okay. So I signed the paperwork to get my IUD removed. You know, I do the normal procedure, undress, and all that other good jazz. And I get up on the table. I get up on the table. She starts the process. And I ain't gonna lie to you. She was very gentle. She was. I love her. I love my new OB. Me and her, she's a vibe. We talking and, stuff like that. And so she swab me, sent out the test for the annual and the STD check and all that other stuff. She was like, I don't see your IUD. I said, huh. So she was like, it may have moved, up your uterus. Now, when she told me that, I got all type of fucking nervous. Because I was just like, huh. And then all the IUD horror stories I have heard, everything just started running through my head. I was like, Lord, what the F done happened? Like, please don't do me like this. Like, I'm already going through enough stuff medically. I can't take no more medical. I can't. So at this point, my eyes is getting watery because I'm nervous. I'm scared. So she was like, well, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do an ultrasound, a vaginal ultrasound or whatever. And if I see it, I'm going to get it, remove it. She was like, first, I want you to take a pregnancy test because I'm going to be playing in your uterus and I don't want to, risk nothing. So we're going to give you a pregnancy test. Gave me a pregnancy test. I already knew I wasn't pregnant. I already knew that. So that came back negative. They moved me to the ultrasound room and she does the ultrasound or whatever. She brings in another doctor, to have a second pair of eyes. All right, cool. So at this point, we having a threesome. I said, okay. The nurses, the doctors, they laughing or whatever. They was like, you are so funny. And I was like, I gotta laugh to keep from crying. So they're looking at the ultrasound or whatever, and they were just like, could this be it? And because the Mirena is plastic, it doesn't pick up clearly on the ultrasound. So they couldn't be for sure if that's what it really was. So it could have been my lining or whatever, but she wasn't entirely for sure. And so she was just like, I don't want to keep poking and probing in your area or whatever. I don't want you to be in no pain. I already done poked and probed enough. Which she was really digging up in there or whatever. And I wasn't in any pain. I did feel a lot of pressure when she was doing that. A little slight cramping, but it wasn't nothing like crazy. It was a little slight cramping or whatever. So at this point, I couldn't hold back the tears. I literally was just crying because I'm just like, I'm missing work. And because I'm a temp, I don't get paid if I'm not sitting behind my desk. So I'm missing work. My check's gonna be short. Like, I'm literally just so many thoughts are running through my head. And she was like, well, I want to send you to go get an x-ray or whatever. She was like, the x-ray is gonna for sure tell if the IUD is still in you or not. She said, worst case scenario, if it is, you can either do a local anesthesia for us to get it out, or you could just, it was some term she used. I can't remember the term, but pretty much they was going to get it out if they seen it or whatever. So I'm crying and she consoled me. She gave me a hug or whatever. She was like, look, everything's going to be okay. The good thing is you're not in any pain. You haven't been having any abnormal bleeding. You haven't had any feverish chills, nothing like that. Nothing that would prove that you have an infection or anything like that down there. So she was like, that's a positive thing. And it kind of dried up my tears. But me, I'm thinking about financial. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, I'm taking time off of work. And like I said, I'm a temp. And my goal is to get converted. And I was like, I've been missing all these days because of doctor's appointments and stuff like that. And it was just so many things running through my head or whatever. So, I go to the front, I get dressed, I go to the front, talk to the nurse or whatever. She was like, yeah, she's sending out for you to go get an x-ray, give it a couple of days. Now, I went to my appointment on March 17th, which I believe was a Monday. Went to my appointment. I gave it a couple of days, for the radiologist to call me to schedule an appointment, like they told me to do at the clinic. So, I gave it a couple of days because I know how it works. Like, this is what I do at the oncology clinic that I work at. So, I know it's a process. So by Thursday, I'm like, damn, I still ain't got no call. So I decided to call. She gave me the number to the radiology clinic. So I called them and I was like, hey, I had been waiting on a call to get scheduled for an x-ray. Y'all, why they tell me? It was like, oh, you don't need an appointment for that. You could just come in. It's an outpatient service. Just come in through outpatient services. Tell them that you're trying to get a x-ray. If the order is in the system, we can just see you. You don't need an appointment for that. Bro, if I would have known that I didn't need an appointment, I would have went the same day because the doctor had put in the order the same day. And I would have did it that same day. I had enough time because they take walk-in patients or whatever from 8 to 5. No, she said 8 to 4. So I had enough time to just literally walk across the street to that outpatient clinic because the OB that I go to is across the street from the main hospital or whatever. So I could have just walked across the street and did it. I wouldn't even have to miss another day. So I didn't know if I was going to have a copay. I had some bills due that was coming out their check that week. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it on my next payday. So just to make sure I had the money or whatever to pay the copay if I had one. So Wednesday, that following Wednesday, the next week, I, take off work. I go get the x-ray. Yeah, I was there every bit about 30 minutes. And that's including me checking in, filling out paperwork, and all that other shit. I was in there for 30 minutes, y'all. Went in there, did my x-ray, or whatever. They snapped pictures. And so I was like, okay, so what's the next step? They were like, okay, we're going to send the results to your doctor's office because of the situation. She'll have them uploaded in she said give it 24 hours because of the situation. I was just like, alright. And at this point, I'm just like, bro, y'all done took the goddamn pictures. Just tell me if you see anything or not. Like, from the 17th all the way up to the 26th, y'all, I have been stressing. Actually, truthfully, before then, once it hit March, I was stressing because I was really nervous about this appointment, on the 17th. And it wasn't only because of the IUD situation. Baby, when you finna go get your annual or whatever, and then you can check for STDs and all that other stuff, baby, that's a scary feeling. And sometimes they can take anywhere from a week to 3 weeks to get your results back. Baby, if I tell you I was on pins and needles or whatever pretty much this whole month because of that one appointment, because it's so many things that go on, like, with women. That's what I want to understand. I'm not even finna get into that. But anyway, it was so... I was on pins and needles, y'all. Like, I was barely getting any sleep. I was stressing. Like, and cancer runs on both sides of my family or whatever. Nervous or whatever. And then after I walk out, she's telling me the next steps. I'm like, yeah, just give it 24 hours. She should have the results. And I was a little irritated. I was like, oh my God, I have already been stressing from the 17th to the 26th. Just tell me if you see the goddamn IUD or not. Shit, like, do you see it or not? Like, at this point, I'm nervous. So, that day, I try to, I spent time with my family, to try to get my mind off it. So my mom was like, well, maybe it just, maybe it fell out or whatever. I was like, yeah, I'm hoping that's what it is, because I'm still taking off of work. I'm not getting paid. These checks are short. And I'm stressing. So, the next day, I get a call. It's my doctor, my GYN, and she was just like, "Hey, Rachel, how you doing? Are you okay? I know you kind of broke down with the woo." And I was like, "Yeah, I just, I haven't really been getting that much sleep." She was like, "Well, I got the results back," and she was like, "They didn't see anything, so it probably just fell out." Baby, if I tell you, I almost dropped down to the floor and coochie popped. Baby, I was so happy. But then at the same time, I was just like, well, damn. I wonder when the hell did it fall out? Then on top of that, I'm over here having, even though I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend for 3 years, but I could have got pregnant at any one of those times. I could have got pregnant. And then on top of that, the medication that I take to manage my diabetes is harmful to a fetus. So it's just like, I'm like, oh my God. Well, damn, all that shit could have happened. I could do nothing still. Thank the Lord that I didn't end up pregnant, that I was okay. So I got so happy or whatever about that. And she was like, "Do you have any other questions or any concerns for me?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." I said, "About my annual. Did everything come back normal? Is everything okay?" And she was like, "Oh yes, I did get the results for that. Everything is good. Everything was negative as far as your STDs and STIs and stuff. Everything was negative. Your pelvic exam, that was normal. We didn't see no abnormalities or anything like that, so you're good." And I'm sitting here thinking in my head, oh, Kevin, he dodged a bullet. It better have came back negative. That's what I was thinking in my head. I didn't tell her that, but yeah, I didn't want her to think that I was about that life, because I am about that life when it comes to my body. Play with your mammy, not me. Or go play on 635, not me. But no, in all seriousness. So, to make a long story short, it fell out. I don't know when it fell out, but it fell out. Now she did say she wants me to go get another x-ray just to be 150% sure. But she said I could do that at my leisure, because the fact that I'm not having any pain or anything like that. No fever, no chills, no bleeding. Like, she really honestly, if she had another doctor look at the x-ray, she was like, yeah, I don't see anything. So, to make a long story short, it fell out. And I was just sitting over here stressing about this so much. Y'all don't understand. When it comes to my health, I really wish I would have prioritized my health in my 20s. Then I would never been going through so much in my 30s. Or whatever. I was a heavy drinker. I was a partier. Yes, I worked, but baby, I was always outside. I just was not taking care of myself. So everything that I'm going through now, I can't really be mad about it, because this is repercussions of me not taking care of myself in my 20s. So if you're in your 20s and you're watching this video, or you're in your teens and you're watching this video, please, y'all, take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Y'all only have one body, one life. And baby, if I tell you, all my medical stuff that I'm experiencing right now, everything hit me like a brick once I hit my 30s. I'm not even lying. My health literally declined in my 30s. But like I said, that was repercussions of me not taking care of myself. So, if you are thinking about getting the Mirena IUD, baby, make sure you check yourself regularly. I'm talking about like all the time. or whatever. Even the one that's in the arm, check it. And if I could just be completely honest, I really feel like with the IUDs, you shouldn't have them in there that long. Like, I feel like a year tops. A year tops. But 5, 8 years, like, I just feel like that's too long to have an IUD in you. Like, you go through so many changes as you grow older. Your hormones change. Everything changes about you. Your whole body changes as you get older. So to have something in your system for that long is wild. And I really feel like they need to change that. So, yeah, I'm glad that I'm okay. I do feel a lot better. Like, my anxiety is... I have been catching up on some sleep. I've been catching up on sleep or whatever. Am I going to get another IUD? Hell no. Hell no. Matter of fact, I'm not dealing with no more birth control. I'm done with birth control, baby. I've done Depo, which that was the start of everything. Because I took the Depo when it first came out. So I got on Depo when I was 16. Depo, birth control pills. Like, baby, I was on it all. And then now the Mirena. I'm not getting on no more birth control. I for damn sure ain't doing the Mirena no damn more. Cause baby, that little experience done scared the crap out of me. Yeah, no. I'm never doing that again. But anyway, that is my IUD horror story. Like I said, if you're thinking about getting birth control, or if you're thinking about getting, you know, the Mirena, or even the one that's in your arm, because I've heard stories about the one that's in your arm. Y'all, please do your research. Please do your research and make sure this is something that you really want to do or whatever. But yeah, that is my horror story. I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, just listening to me about my story, my journey with the IUD. And as always, if you like these type of videos, give it a thumbs up. Or hell, give it a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Just engage with me or whatever. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share my videos. I love y'all so much. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.